Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about sod stack bunkers. Have you ever seen a sod stack bunker and you're like, man, that's pretty cool, but how did they do that? Well, I'm going to talk to you today about sod stack bunkers and how to do them with artificial turf. So, what I do with artificial turf with the sod stack bunkers, I mean, you see that people are selling the used athletic turf for dirt cheap, like 50 cents a square foot or whatever. So buy a piece of that. That's what I do on some installs. And this is the most cost effective way. And then you're going to cut it about a foot and a half wide by 3 foot long. And you're going to have someone out there just cutting a whole bunch of those, one right after the other. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of sand, mason sand or whatever, and it'll be piled up. You'll have a dump truck deliver it because it's going to take a lot. And you're just going to fill. You're going to fill that artificial turf up all the way to the top with those 1.5, 1 foot piece by 3 foot pieces of artificial turf. Just fill them up with sand. Okay. So as he's doing that, your other part of the crew is going to have the bunker dug out. And then the top part from side to side's got to be level. Okay. It's got to be level. And then as it's falling, it can fall. Okay. That's fine. But just most importantly, the face of it, as it's got to be level. So that way you start your sod stack bunker out correctly. Then as you're laying them, the pieces, you're gonna go every piece, every part of the wall that you go, you're gonna go at in an inch, in an inch. And so the wall's going to have just a slight curve. And as you're backfilling, make sure you're compacting. You got to do your lifts. That's so important in this application of doing your sod stack bunker. Then when you get it, I mean, so I don't go any higher than 6 feet on a sod stack bunker because that's just kind of ridiculous. So you get about 3 foot high. You're going to want to add um, a geogrid for like retaining wall, and it's about 3 foot wide. And what it does is, as you're compacting it, you're going to take sod staples, and you'll use sod staples and drive it into the artificial turf, right? And then it's 3 foot, about 3 to 4 foot wide, and you'll sod staple that, and then put your base on top and keep going. And then on the very you want to do that every 3 foot is put the geotech style um, grid, because that's going to help it's going to help secure it. A lot of people just don't waste the time doing it, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. And then a lot of people ask, well, do you put a drain at the very bottom of it, and then that way it filters down like a retaining wall? I don't. I've never had the need to it because it falls. It's not such a long wall. It'll fall off the edges, so I'm fine with that. And then at the very top, what I like to do is is do a nice little curve with like the 3/8 minus crushed concrete, decomposed granite, whatever. And I put a nice little curve on it that goes down to the green. Um, and take some quickcrete mortar, wet it, use a trowel, get it nice, and just make it nice and perfect. I don't ever use the ADS pipe. I always use this method. It seems to work really, really well. I've never had a problem with it. Then you can take your turf and nail and glue it on the edge as it meets the other turf, and it looks beautiful. I mean, it absolutely looks beautiful. So that's how I create a sod stack bunker. I hope this helps. It's when you master the sod stack bunker, and you're one thing I forgot to tell you is you want to do it in a brick style pattern as well. So don't just put them all, each one in line with the seam. You want to do a brick style pattern at the end. Take some sand, throw it up against it, make it look like it's natural, and it will look natural. And then that's it. So creating a sod stack bunker is really cool because it just is that wow factor. It's that wow factor that some companies don't do. Does it cost a lot of money to do it? Sure, it does because it's time. It's really time, and labor. But the wow factor, it looks so cool. So if you need help making a sod stack bunker or anything, reach out to me at luxeblades.com, Nick at luxeblades.com. I'm more than happy to help. I hope this helps you guys create a masterpiece on your sod stack bunker.